Live. We've got James McGinnis here. That's who's talking. Over on the other panel there is Billy Liddon, the co-founder and co-host. Billy, how the hell are we doing tonight, brother?
It's been a crazy night, man.
Are you feeling energized and excited? Are you
Yeah,
energetic?
yeah, I'm energetic.
I'm extremely energetic right now,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
mean, we can take you through it. We put out a notice that the live stream would start at 10:30 p.m. and the we're not there. There's a delay
did you
getting
did you
on
actually
tonight.
did you actually put that out?
I a limited amount. I put it out on YouTube, which is where we're streaming, and
Oh dear.
yeah, it's no big deal. But it
Yeah,
was like a little
nobody cares.
picture. No one looked. No one gives a shit.
We're alone.
But if anyone cares about what happened,
Yeah, get into
it
it.
was it's a technology related mishap. That's it. It's just nothing exciting. Uh,
So what did you do to troubleshoot? You got a new router? You went out and bought a new router?
Yeah, I went. I think I upgraded my internet speed. Yeah. I'm gonna have Comcast give me one of their routers. I think because we got to take this seriously. This is not a. You know, we're not doing pirate radio here. This is fucking live stream. We are streamers.
Yeah,
We are people depend on us, and
that's what we do. That's what we
uh,
do, man.
I failed you tonight, everybody out there. So that's just a quick apology, but it's no big deal. We're back now, and
No big deal. No big
uh,
deal.
no big deal at all.
We're gonna get
Um,
back into the case here, the book. We got the book. We're in chapter 3.
yeah, late start, so we're just gonna dive right in. Chapter three of part three,
And
and
for those of you tuning in, wow, big crowd tonight. We got 3 here already. Hello.
you've got the controls there. Yeah, let me pull up the chats.
Yep,
Oh
somebody said
yeah,
I care.
I care. Oh man, thank you very much. I care. That means a lot to me.
Holy shit!
Um,
I didn't know how badly I needed to hear that.
I did. There's something about just not getting what you want, and what I wanted was to be on the air.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
and
we're there now.
you just want people to care. Like I texted my landlord the other day,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Hey, let me know when someone can come look at my walls. Cracks are now forming in several places, as well as the ceiling. Also, started to report that the heat is off again." That was on Tuesday.
Oh, you said sorry to report.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're just apologizing for existing.
So 2 days before that, I sent him a picture of my cracked wall,
Okay.
and he said, "We will have someone check it out ASAP. How's the heat today?"
Oh.
So, anyway, I think the trauma of not getting on the air and thinking about people caring about us or not um, is related to how I feel like I can't get my landlord to love me.
No. Is it a what is their preferred pronoun?
He, him.
He, him. Okay. So yeah, do you feel like you would be better off if you were close to him, if he was a friend, or you just want everyone to love you unconditionally?
Oh, that would be very McDonald like
Oh, the most deserving of love is Billy,
and the most loving.
and the most loving.
Yeah. Anyway, now the heat is on, but it's kind of like a sauna.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling. It's either full. You're in the furnace, or it's just a straight up ice box, right, guy?
Yeah. And my bathtub is hot to the touch.
I feel like I just clicked out.
James, yeah, you did disappear for a few there, but you're back.
Okay. All
But
right.
yeah,
Let's make
my
sure.
bathtub is hot to the touch, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Anyway, we can get
Yeah,
into the
it's
spirit of the
wild
text.
stuff.
Let's just quickly check
Yeah.
in with
Let's go. Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
chat. Uh, we have a
Yeah. Chat looks
fan.
looking good. People care. They got three messages of caring. Someone lives 3 hours from McDonald's current abode.
Holy
Um,
shit, you should go talk to him.
I don't.
Um,
Yeah.
all right. So I don't know what is the title, Carolina. Is the date wrong on the title? I didn't even know I had a title. Oh no.
Oh, yeah. You see, this is the technology stuff popping up. Yeah. I don't think today's February. Today's February 5th, so it's probably last week's live stream title. And if you're listening on a delay, this is all gonna sound like history.
Yeah, I didn't
Yes, it's
know.
wrong. Oh, and you're typing as meat. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
really
that's awesome.
complicated. That's why
That's
it's a
wild.
double.
Yeah, it's a double complication.
Oh my God, this is so crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We have the date
this is a
wrong.
wild night, guys.
So now if I
Um,
respond to the chat, it'll be as Billy and I don't even know.
no, you're responding it as James twice in my chat. Yes, it's wrong. Yes, it's wrong. There's
All right,
one.
we're just
Okay.
gonna look, guys who are tuning in on Spotify and Apple. We're sorry, James and I.
Hey, you're just hearing. Yeah, you're hearing. This is it's live radio, live phones. This is the kind of things that happen. You don't know. You can't account for it.
We're taking
Um,
calls. We're taking
we're taking
calls.
calls. Things are cracking. And the
Where did
energy in here
we?
is electric right now.
Yeah, I'm sweating a lot from this heater situation. I'm sweating so much. Okay. Where did we leave off in the reading?
We left off at chapter 2 of part 3 in the titular book of the podcast, Fatal Vision,
Okay.
and we just ended with Helena Stokely being disqualified as an actual suspect in the Pruitt and Kearns reinvestigation.
Okay. So
And
we
so
had a deep
now,
dive into Stokely last
yeah,
week.
yeah. So now we are digging into the background of Jeffrey and Colette McDonald. That's
Great.
how we
Okay.
hung up on chapter 2.
So we're gonna read a little bit. It won't be that much tonight because we've got a late start. Um, but we'll take your questions at the end as always. My phone is ringing again. Not
That's
taking
live
that.
phones.
Not taking
Yeah, don't
that one.
take that one. If it's not related, it's not happening.
No.
All right,
Okay. Okay, James. Why don't you take us in?
I'll lead us into this as always, and here we go.
For those of you at
From
home, remember
mid
to thine own self be true.
to thine own self be true. I'll lead us into this, and let the spirit move you. From mid-November through March of his sophomore year of high school, Jeffrey McDonald had been absent from Patchogue. With no advance word to teachers or friends, he had abruptly departed for Baytown, Texas, to live with a family named Andrews, friends of the Stern family of New Hope, Pennsylvania, but people whom McDonald himself had met only briefly and casually.
Hmm.
This is something we've dwelled on quite a bit, but it's the first we've heard of it in the book.
So
As
now
they, yeah,
Joe's taking us into Jeffrey's childhood a little bit
yeah, and
and
we're just diving
adolescence.
right in, right in. Something we'd never heard of before.
Yeah.
As they, and was through the prism of Pruitt and Kearns. As they deepened their probe into McDonald's background, Pruitt and Kearns were struck by this event. It seemed odd to them that an outstanding student and athlete who was having no disciplinary problem of any kind should suddenly be removed from his high school and be sent more than 1,500 miles away to remain away through both Thanksgiving and Christmas for almost 4 months. Their questioning of former teachers and acquaintances did not turn up a definitive explanation, but there were recurrent rumors of difficulty within the McDonald family, including one to the effect that Jeffrey had been banished by his father in the aftermath of a brutal fight in which he had badly injured his older brother Jay. One family friend even remarked that McDonald's mother had often said one of Jeff's goals in life is to flatten Jay. So great was his envy over favoritism shown his older brother said to be. Whatever its cause, the unexplained and prolonged absence from home was considered worthy of attention by Pruitt and Kearns, for it was the first hint that a more turbulent level of emotion might have lain beneath the tranquil all-American surface of the McDonald family. Let's kick it over to you, Billy. Pick it up.
Years later, Jack Andrews Jr., a contemporary of Jeffrey McDonald and the son of the man who had extended the invitation to Baytown and in whose home McDonald resided during his stay, would recall that he never mentioned his family. It became apparent rather quickly that this was something he did not want to talk about. The story was that my father had just invited him down for a visit, but I knew there must have been some other reason behind it. At first, he was just supposed to stay for a couple of weeks. Then I don't know quite how it happened. After he'd been here those couple of weeks, it was just sort of decided that he was going to stay on. It wasn't my doing. Frankly, he and I did not get along well at all. Right from the start, he was always stepping on my toes. A couple of times it even led to some pushing and shoving. Once I remember was kind of serious. We got into a real tussle right in our family living room. It wasn't too long after that that he went home. The thing I remember most clearly about Jeff is that he was always striving to be the center of attention. And not just in the normal way, the new kid in town showing off. With Jeff, it was like a crusade. He had to try to look the best at everything. Well,
Hmm.
how does that jive with everything we've encountered?
That seems pretty consistent, right? I would say. He's the most loving and the most deserving of love from page one of the book.
Well, and then you have all the voice of Jeff chapters where every story he tells is designed to make himself seem like the hero.
That's right. That's right. He's always the best at everything. And, the food is always the best you've ever had with the pork chops from Cosmo Yakovatsi and the whole bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and hearing why he chose Northwestern, or why he chose New York Presbyterian over Mass General, he got like 20,000 words about that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Let's see. The first week or two after somebody would meet him, they'd always be tremendously impressed. I wonder what it was like for your dad to start piecing that together. That like
Yeah. Well,
everybody was struck by Jeff.
it's pretty fascinating. I know that this boy, or I guess he's now a man. This quote is coming from an actual talk that Joe had with Jack Andrews Jr.
Mm-hmm.
later,
Yep.
not during the Pruitt and Kearns probe.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, it's just fascinating to me to think about how a guy. I I mean, this is like more than 20 years after this trip to Texas that the guy is offering this much vivid recollection of a 4 month period where Jeff was living in his house. I mean, I guess you get your, maybe you take more, when he goes on to become convicted of a notorious murder, you probably have more cause to dwell on when he came to live in your house as a stranger.
It's what a McDonald defender might point out.
Oh, that this guy is now. Oh, that he's his the phenomenon of human memory is framing the picture to
Brain
make it more
frames the
ominous.
picture.
The
Yeah.
brain frames the picture.
I don't think so, though.
Um, I don't. He doesn't seem hopelessly biased. I mean, they got into a tussle in the family living room, and then Jeff was immediately sent home. Uh,
Yeah.
that's kind of seems like that's kind of a trend. If you
I'm going
look
to keep
at
going.
yeah,
Let's see what else we can learn here. But then with guys especially, yeah, okay. With guys especially,
yeah, guys.
it would eventually end up in a clash, mostly because of the way Jeff had of insisting that every little detail always be just his way. Jack Andrews Sr., the humble oil engineer who had extended the invitation, had later died in an automobile accident, but his ex wife, Mary C. Andrews, was able to recall certain details surrounding the event. Her husband, she said, had met the McDonald family through his friend and business associate Bob Stern while on an extended trip to the Northeast. In the fall of 1958, she had joined him in New York for a time. One evening, she remembered her husband had invited the McDonald boys, Jay and Jeff, to come into New York City for dinner. Unaccompanied by their parents, the two teenaged boys had ridden in from Patchogue on the train and had dined with the Andrews couple in Greenwich Village. The occasion had proved so festive that after dinner the foursome had gone to, quote, a couple of clubs, at one of which a photographer employed by the establishment had taken a commemorative picture. I would
Oh, I
love
would
it.
do anything for that picture. Anything.
Soon afterward, Mary Andrews had flown back to Baytown. Within a couple of weeks, she was informed by her husband that when he returned, he would be bringing young Jeff McDonald with him for a visit. The two of them, Jack Andrews Sr. and the high school sophomore Jeffrey McDonald, left New York on November 11th and drove cross country to Baytown, which is on the Gulf Coast of Texas. When later asked what had led to this sudden venture, Mary Andrews replied, "I think my husband Jack was just attracted to the boy."
Hmm.
We got like four more paragraphs left.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So I'll lead us out of this. Short reading tonight, but the Baytown mystery is one of the enduring enigmas of the McDonald lore. So it's something we should dwell on and give lots of space to. McDonald's stay in Baytown continued long enough for him to be enrolled in the Robert E. Lee High School there. He stayed right through Christmas, I'm sure, Mary Andrews said. I even remember the present he gave me. He knew I liked glass bottles, so he bought me this tall, thin blue glass bottle for Christmas. It really was very pretty. Mrs. Andrews said she had the feeling that Jeff never felt appreciated at home. That he was someone who was really trying very hard to please all the time, but that he felt he just didn't fit in his own family. That everyone liked his brother Jay the best. She said she had never discussed it with either of Jeffrey's parents, but frankly, it seemed real strange to me that the family would just let him come down to stay for so long with people they scarcely knew. In fact, I had never met the parents at all, just the boys that one night at dinner. Mrs. Andrews added that she could not remember precisely what had led to McDonald's departure, but that by March his presence in her home had become a, quote, strain. She said it just got to be an uncomfortable situation. And that concludes our reading. Uh, I have a little bit of some little bit of juice to squeeze here. Um, I just happen to be, just going through all the Keeler tapes as always. It's just sort of a ritual of mine, and I was going through one that we haven't posted yet of June and Billy Riker. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but her maiden name was June Desser. She Colette's probably singularly best childhood friend, and her husband also a classmate. And one of the things if you listen to all the Keeler tapes, is he's just always drilling everyone about this trip. He's like, what the hell happened to this trip? Why did he go? And the guy, I was to my shock, this guy Billy actually, he's like, all I can tell you is what he told me is that he nailed the kid's mom. That she hauled him into bed, and that's all. That's what Jeff. And then it's also been told, come from another source as well. His defense, kingpin, queenpin, whatever, the 90s, Lucia Bartoli said that as well in an interview, that he was quite proud of the fact that he had lost his virginity to this woman, Mrs. Andrews, in Texas on this trip. So it's understandable why she would later say it was an uncomfortable situation. I'm sure it was for her.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're convinced of it.
I don't know. I'm convinced that's something. I don't know if that's true or not. That it really happened. He also told that to. Um, well, we've known from for years that Sadoff, the psychiatrist and great champion of McDonald's mental health, said that McDonald revealed that when they did a sexual inventory that he had lost his virginity to a friend's mother at the age of 14. So
Okay.
it's a consistent lie if it's a lie. I have no idea if it's true or not. With Jeff, it's always a dark area. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I
but
had actually forgotten that your dad included the information in here that the trip had something to do with Jeff and Jay.
yeah, that
And
it
what did
was
we learn?
rumored to be.
And what, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying that it was well, as he put it, rumored to have been from some kind of a brutal fight.
Right, and then
Um,
we got access to some pretty recent interviews with Jay McDonald
mm-hmm.
that are up on our YouTube channel. And what does Jay, at least as recently as, within the past 5, 10 years, what did Jay have to say about it?
Well, it didn't. Unfortunately, not having conducted the interview myself, I wasn't able to place it directly as the cause of the Texas trip. But Jay did share two haunting memories of Jeff trying to strangle Jay to death on two separate occasions. That his mother intervened, and Jay was convinced at least that he would not. He's like, I guess he was just gonna kill me, and he would have just said it was an accident or something. I think there's words to
Yeah.
that effect. So he really didn't strike him as normal, just roughhousing as well. Jack Andrews Jr. here saying, they got into some tussles. Um, so I think it's not beyond. But the rumor to that effect, um, is that Colette McDonald, Colette Stevenson said to Mildred that the reason that this is after Jeff got chased down a street. This is when they were already married, grown up. He was getting chased down the street by some guy, Um, and they were like, "Why doesn't Jeff just turn around and punch that guy out? He's bigger than him," or And Colette's like, "Oh, Jeff never gets in fights because one time he almost killed Jay one time, and he just gets out of control."
Yeah.
Um, so that's sort of so it came directly from the Kassab
I
family.
think you know what, James. I think we keep going. There's the next section before the next
Yeah.
break. It's not much. Does anybody in the chat want to tell us to keep going with the reading, and maybe we will like
Well,
maybe.
let's see. What do we only have 25 minutes into this thing here, and I think I just brought some heat. We brought
No,
some heat
no,
here.
nobody's telling us to
Nobody
continue.
re- no no re- no one's saying to stop either.
Nobody cares.
Uh,
I'm just kidding. I know you guys care. Should we take some
yeah,
questions now?
you could just no. We could let them pile up, right? I mean, someone.
I see some coming in, but yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
they're coming in. Yeah, we always gotta we have to pretend like there's more than there are, so that for people that are catching the replay, they'll think that we're like being inundated by questions. Um,
Oh, three people said to keep going. Holy shit.
okay, holy shit. Okay, um, all right, all right. So it was an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, and
All right, so we can flip through that. We can go through another section here, sort of dwelling on this.
I just think this is important. I'm gonna dive in here.
Yeah, take us into it, please.
The relationship between Jay and Jeff, however, was referred to by many acquaintances. I don't know if anybody was here at the beginning, uh, but my apartment's very hot, so I might pass out. If I pass
Just
out,
take,
Jay, you just keep going. Do
just
not stop.
hydrate. I told you, hydrate. It's the only thing that works.
All right. Sorry. The relationship between Jay and Jeff, however, was referred to by many acquaintances of the McDonald family with whom the two agents spoke, including one woman who, since childhood, had been a particularly close friend of Colette's. I always thought Jeff and Jay were close, she said.
Oh, I just let me just cut in. This is literally the person I was just talking about,
Yeah,
Jane.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So go
yeah.
figure. Yeah.
They had like a real close family type. The mother always gave the impression that, they were really the ultimate as far as scholastic sports and everything. They were really tops in everything, and they gave that impression to a lot of people. You speak to people in town, and they will tell you the same thing. They were really right up there as far as everything was concerned. One was right after the other. But then Jay in high school, he was the big man, right? And then he kind of just went to the other end. He was more or less flop out of the family, getting involved with the wrong type of people. Now he's a bum. He hasn't a very good reputation between his drug use and in and out of different type jobs. Now, Jeff, he was a domineering type person as far as, Colette and stuff. She seemed to be very devoted to him. But I knew through the grapevine that, like most guys, he wasn't so, devoted back. Jeff was very well liked in school. He was voted most popular and stuff. He had his hang-ups. Everybody does. But I don't think he was an embittered, hateful person. He had arguments, yes. Nastiness from him a couple of times, but nothing violent. Just one time, I remember he hit Colette. It was such a long time ago. We were maybe 17, 16. I think it was at my house, my mother's house at the time, and I just remember him reaching out and giving her a slap. And she was crying and got all upset over it and stuff, but it's so blank. It's not that vivid that I can say what they were talking about, but it sticks in my mind the fact that he did. It's just chilling. It's so
I hate
sad.
that. Yeah.
It's so sad. Colette, she was very intelligent, extremely bright, very active, a good swimmer and stuff like that. But she wasn't the type of person to spill her feelings to anybody. When she lost her father, she became very inward and she very rarely expressed her innermost feelings. When her father committed suicide, she kept it all in. As an adult, the friend said Colette was not much for housekeeping, but lots of time for the kids. The last letter I got from her was about a month before the incident. It was a very newsy type letter. They were finally together as a family, and Jeff was making extra money moonlighting. Financially, I think they had really struggled because, of course, he was working while he was going to school. All right, go ahead, James.
She was really delighted about being pregnant again. She said she was so happy. She said she just hoped and prayed that it would be a boy for Jeff's sake. She said then the family would be complete. The whole thing. She said she really hoped he would not go with this team, the boxing team, on some kind of a trip. She really hoped he wouldn't go because she would be due around that time, but he was supposed to go, and he kind of had his mind set on it, and that was it.
Yeah, but that's not how Jeff described the boxing team stuff.
No, he said that they talked about it the night that she was murdered, and she was so happy and excited for him. I hope you get to go, honey. It'd be such a great opportunity. And you were so right to tell me what the truth about the bedwetting problem. The teacher said you were right. Um, yeah, so I think as far as we're the sort of look at Jeff we're getting now at this point in the book, not to get ahead or to sort of put it in the overall context, are we seeing the sort of the darker side of him coming in that we haven't seen before as far as the narrative goes? Um,
Well, what
or maybe
narrative?
the
We have him
of
killing
the
his
book. I mean, I don't know how much we've at this point we've lived through the part one and part two, the Article 32 hearing, and here we heard a lot. We've gone through a lot of voice of Jeff up until this part of the book. So now we're
I
getting some
know.
other. You're getting a lot of other.
You're getting your dad's reporting.
Yeah, we're getting some fresh reporting. We're getting it when sort of some interestingly, it's paralleling with some of Pruitt and Kearns. Like I have no idea if that June Desser quote is from their reinvestigation. It sounds like it was from earlier on because she sounds like she's still ambivalent towards his guilt, which she certainly wasn't by the trial. Um,
Right. Right.
so I think the quote from the Andrews family is from the '80s during the writing of the book, and might have been directly from the CID report. But no, we're hearing stuff like he got in fights, he hated being anything but the center of attention. We're getting the narcissism, and and you're getting the effect of hearing from people who actually know Colette, and you're getting the effect of hearing who she is versus this sort of phantom that he creates in his narrative. Where I honestly don't think he remembers her or his kids very well, based
Yeah.
on the the thousands of hours we've heard of him talking
Yeah.
about his family.
Every story he shares about Colette is about her admiring him.
Yes, and that every time, every time he decided to do something, she would be full of fear, and then realize and remember that his greatness, and then just support him and be happy for him. Um, that's what how he recalls everything going, and his and then I mean, he still had time to think Dean Moriarty, not Dean Moriarty, excuse me, Dean Chamberlain was a jerk, and the Purdue sophomore was a jerk.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that we're getting a look at Colette's real personality, how she really felt. I think this letter went directly, the letter she wrote to June that February, where she put it in writing that she was worried about the boxing team. It went directly into the CID file. So it's important context for sure.
Yeah. No, you're right. There's
So
something
we'll be
that happens.
posting that interview. We'll get it to you. Yeah.
Well, there's something that happens to me internally when Colette appears in this way, it rendered by a friend of hers, or
Mm-hmm.
someone who loved her, or in chapter one where we see her in the letters she herself wrote,
Yep.
or the one letter about Lord of the Flies and how much Jeff, you got to read it. It's a great book, and she becomes uh, she becomes more vivid, and you can kind of feel what this person was up against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how he buries her. I mean, Jeff buries her with his blizzard of words and the and through all these hundreds of hours of tapes and
Oh, he can't even get through a minute of talking about her before going back to Penny Wells or some other
no,
girl.
and we know that we know very well from Jeff's camp, who were so upset about it that Joe had to ask him multiple like can you talk more about Colette? Like, can you describe your relationship? What was it really like to be married to her? Like, what? And they were like, oh, that's just a classic example of McGinnis's conniving. His
So
murdered
James.
wife.
Oh,
Sorry.
there you go. You froze for a bit there, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I froze up for a minute. Sorry, forgive me, God. Anyway, I was just saying that I think Joe just had to actually straight up ask Jeff, like, you need to talk about Colette because you aren't, and she's one of the three victims of the crime that you're saying that you didn't commit, but you've been convicted of.
Yeah.
So that's about yeah. I mean that's
Holy
it's
shit.
Jeff's narcissism, and it's also just it's quite a when we get so much of Jeff in this book, and to get a real look at Colette, even just those two paragraphs that her friend puts out about swimming, and um, it's really it's really it's a relief.
Yeah. All right, James, I'm gonna go check out the chat real quick.
Yeah, let's see what we got in the mailbag.
See what we got in the mailbag. I'm not picking up this call. I'm not doing it.
Oh, no calls tonight. Sorry, there's too much technical stuff going on. The switchboards have been lighting up.
I'm just
Um,
so
we got to
afraid that
freeze out the calls tonight.
I'm so afraid that eventually you'll freeze and glitch out, and then I'll just be here.
Live on live
Yeah,
radio.
yeah,
Yeah, no, you
with
don't.
this
Yeah,
crowd clamoring, and I'm just the
yeah.
sidekick to
No, all
Colette.
right. You're not. No, no one calls you that anymore. Nobody said that shit.
All right, Bob Dole. Bob Dole
Oh, that's a
said, "Have you?"
throwback.
Yeah, Bob Dole's here. Have y'all thought of doing X spaces?
I don't even know what that is. It sounds
Okay.
good. Do you know what that is?
I think it was. I think this is a way of live streaming on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's James frozen again. So I'm gonna pop this up on the screen. Can I ask what those pictures are on the green curtain around the Fatal Vision sign? Well, only James can address that.
These pictures behind me? Yeah, these.
Oh,
This is
oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So we'll just get through this. This is so miserable for all of us. But so uh, full credit to my wife Deirdre. She set this up for me. This beautiful setup here. We got the sheet and everything, and then this is a sign from the actual set of the filming of Fatal Vision, the movie. And then that's a picture of me with my dog Oslo. That's another photo of me as a 14-year-old, not in Texas, just at home, not in Baytown, never sent there. And then at the top, that's a picture of the of a train car um, with the grieving children of Robert Kennedy walking through, shaking hands with well wishers, and in the background, there's a Joe McGinnis is in the background. We spotted that in a just a random AP photo from some years back. Just spotted him in there. So that's that. That's it's, yeah. There's Joe, dog, me, and other stuff. So thank you for asking. Yeah, it's a little bit of a glimpse into the real world here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And good job, Deirdre.
Of course.
Big Deirdre fan over here. Um, okay. Carolina, total narcissist. Whoa. Is she talking about you, dude?
No, that was she said that way back when we were talking about Jeff.
No, I'm just joking. I know.
Oh God, you scared me.
Uh, let's see. Francis Finn says Jeffrey McDonald will die in prison and he deserves every minute thinking about the murders of his wife and children. Now, I'm with you, Francis, but the problem is I don't think Jeff is thinking about the murders.
I I think that he forgot. I really think the chilling thing is I don't think he can describe them because I don't think he remembers what they're like because he just doesn't give a shit.
All right, here's a question from Janelle. I'm not sure, but frequent contributor to the chat.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, who was the speaker in the short you posted this week, and is a full version coming?
Oh, good question. That was that's my little obsession with the bed slat phone number conspiracy theory. You know, it's not a conspiracy, but so that was from Lucia Bartoli, our girl. Former McDonald defender, now more of a non-defender. Not an interview that I conducted, but a tape that we got a hold of. Yeah, we've been talking about posting it, but I kind of want to just reach out to her directly and see if she'll talk to us, and answer our questions because I'd rather not. I'd rather keep things cordial. What do you think, Billy?
Got to keep things
'Cause There's a
cordial.
lot I want. There's a lot I want to know from her. I want to know a lot more about that phone call to the colonel's wife the night of the murders.
Which may or may
So,
not have happened. We're gonna
yeah,
figure it out.
yeah, that's what we're working on. That's what we're
All
doing when we're
right.
not on the air.
Is Jay still alive? And then someone else in the chat answered that already.
Asked and answered. We don't know for sure, but it sounds like he died in 2019, according to an online posting.
I mean, an
Yeah, he's
obituary.
definitely not. He's definitely not alive. I just don't know the year. I'm not sure of when.
Yeah. And you can go back on our YouTube channel and find the tape of his
You
interview.
should. It's yeah. It's one of the best things to come out of the on the new material on the case in recent years.
All right, just a little bit of commentary here from MSW. The abuse started when they were young, not a surprise. Nope, not
Yeah,
surprising at all.
yeah. I got someone trying to fire at us. I posted a clip of June talking about that incident. And they're like, "Oh, come on, what was that? Eighth grade?" He was
Yeah,
trying to minimize it.
I never slapped a girl in eighth grade. So
No, no, no.
I don't know anybody who did that.
And I've never. It's like, well, did Joe McGinnis throw a? I bet he threw a dart at Murtaugh's picture too. Yeah, well, he wasn't the one who was on trial for stabbing people to death. I think it
Right.
deserves more scrutiny in that situation. But yeah.
All right, let's see here. Yep, I just want to give a shout out. Okay, Jim Blackburn mentioned a podcast with others involved in this case. Are you considering it?
Oh, yeah. We've been talking to Jim off camera, and we would love to do anything we can to hear more from him. So yeah,
Yep, and
more soon.
we do already have an interview with him published that you can find on our channel and on
Yes,
the Apple and Spotify.
yes. But you should definitely check out his latest post because he
On
talks a
his
lot
own
about the
page.
case on his own page, which
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard the person who asked. And I was quite moved by it because he had just seen we talked. He just seen the Kassab tape we that unearthed the Kassab parole tape that he recorded with Blackburn. So yeah, that's
Okay.
got Jim's fired up. He wants to do more about the McDonald case. So we're
Yep.
excited that he's excited.
Yeah, we're happy to talk to him.
Yeah.
Uh, BBK, who knows how often he may have abused Colette. Sounds like she wouldn't have told anyone, even her mother. Poor Colette. Can't argue with you.
Nope. It's yeah. That's the problem with the only living witness is Jeff. We've, notorious liar. So we don't know. We'll never know.
Let's see. How many siblings did Jeff have?
Two. He had Judy, who was younger than him, and Jay, who was older. I believe they were all very close in age. Judy died in 2011,
Uh,
so Jeff was the only surviving member of that family.
yeah. Well, we've gotten through all the comments. If there are
Oh,
no
good.
more, I mean, I could go up here and just show somebody saying that they care. There we go.
That's we care. I care too.
Is the date wrong? Yes.
It
Oh,
is not
oh,
February.
oh. We got more questions coming in.
Okay, they're coming in. All right.
We're getting questions about us.
Oh shit. All right.
Okay, why don't we
How
open
did
up?
we meet?
If you have any extra time for questions, how did you two meet?
Yeah, that's a great question. Uh, trying to how to handle this. It's really not that complicated. We're just we had a mutual friend, right? I mean, it's really Sam is the man, right? Sam brought us together,
Yep, Sam
and
brought us together.
yeah, uh, yeah. He brought us together, and he even listens to this podcast sometime. So
Yep.
he's just
So,
a good.
and he had a feeling for a while that if we ever met and talked, that something would happen, that there were
He's
enough shared interests.
well, he was worried that it was like, well, Billy's just going to become your friend if you ever meet him, not mine anymore, and
Right.
that's what he said.
And it's not true. It didn't happen. Um,
And we actually didn't care for each other for a few months.
well, my first encounter with James was in a kind of group setting with
Mm.
Sam and other friends, and he was wearing a pink polo with the collar popped. I just found that contemptible. That's on me. That's not his fault. That's
It
on
wasn't my
me.
fault. No, it wasn't my fault. It's my fault.
So I was like,
I was in a very much hate the world moment. I guess there's no excuse.
so then Sam later said, "Oh, I'm hanging out with James at another thing," and I was like, the the pink polo guy? Well, who is this, and why is he around?
I remember that, and well, because I remember I was spending time with Sam, and I said something profound. And he's like, "See, this is the part of you that Billy doesn't see." I was like, "What are you talking about? Billy doesn't like me?" And that made me very insecure, like you and your landlord. And then I made it my mission to,
Yeah.
try to let you see the other side. And that was more than 10 years ago. So we've done well. We went on to grad school together in the same school, and uh, had some wild times there. And
Wild times, wild times.
wild, really wild.
A
Yeah,
lot
it's
of,
crazy.
yeah, and we write a lot. We read each other's
Yeah,
work, and we
yeah.
have creative pursuits that we support respectively. And I eventually read Fatal Vision and had the thing happen to me that happens to people that read this book, and now I'm a student of it like James. This is
Yeah,
what
and
we
that
do.
didn't happen overnight. I mean, I think you read it. I hadn't read it probably in 5 years or more.
Mhm.
And then started reading it again after you read it, and then all the exciting stuff around the Smurling shows came out. We were both hooked on that, and then I guess it was probably in the last 5 years I just started reading all the transcripts of stuff and getting totally insanely obsessed. And here we
Yeah.
are, almost 2 years later since we started the podcast or started recording
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and I gradually became somebody that would just go out of his way to like try to tell people about this case, and I write to
I
people about Janet Malcolm.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got pretty deep in. So thanks for
Yeah, he's a
asking
great
about us.
advocate. Yeah, I
We
think
don't.
it's great to think back. I wanted to just say one more thing,
Okay.
which is that when I was picking on my daughter today from preschool, Stella, she I have to send a message through an app, like a messaging app, like I'm James McGinnis and I'm here for my daughter. Like they tell you to come in, and so I did that, and then I'm sitting there and I was like, oh, I should text Billy something, and I was gonna say to you, I'm so bummed. I was really hoping for a big break in the case today, and I sent that to the preschool teachers instead of you. And
Oh, that's
I was
good.
probably more embarrassed and vulnerable than if I had said something like really embarrassing. I was just like, this is just like, what do they even, what do they even do with that?
Well, I got something. So at
Yeah.
work today, there was a group of people talking, and I walked over, bunch of guys, and one of the,
Guys like
yeah,
Jeff. Yeah.
it was guy talk
Mm-hmm.
in the office, and this guy, I won't say his name, but he's older than the other team members, was talking about some true crime book that he'd read, and then a conversation breaks out about do we like true crime? Do we
Oh
read true
God.
crime? And this one kid responds by talking about some some documentary he watched about Ted Bundy, starts to explain it to mostly to the older guy who brought up true crime. While this is happening, my my other colleague kind of gets me. So we're all in a circle, but my other colleague kind of gets me just one to one, and he starts telling me about why he doesn't like true crime. And the
Gets
whole
you one
time,
to one.
yeah, I'm trying
Mm.
to shed him so I can get back into the main conversation,
Oh.
so I can get into it. And I was like, I like, there's one true crime case I'm obsessed with, and the guy and the friend who had me one on one was like, "What is it?" And I said, "Oh, the Fatal Vision Jeffrey
Mm.
McDonald case." And he was like, "Oh, I haven't heard of that." And then he
Yeah.
continued.
To tell
Uh,
you why true crime sucks.
so then I tried to like break through with something else, so that it would become a group discussion again, and I could find my opening to teach everybody about this. So I was like, well, have you read Say Nothing by Patrick Radden Keefe? And
Mm-hmm.
one of them had, and yeah, it just didn't
That
work.
sounds. Yeah. I mean, you know what we go through. I mean,
Just
that's terrible. That sounds hard.
getting interrupted and like losing the thread, and
That's why we come here. We have our people here. The rest of
yeah,
the
like
world.
Murphy just said, uh, obsessed with your new channel. Thanks for starting this. So much respect for your dad, James.
Thank you, Murphy. Appreciate it. It's wonderful. We're out there in the world living our lives. We can't be cloistered, but we come here and we get everything we need from each other. Um, yeah, we had we had some people over for like a play date, and the
Oh
parents
God.
came in
Oh,
here on Sunday. They came in here into this room, and they saw this,
oh
and
dear.
they were like,
Oh.
"What's the story with that?"
James is
And
pointing to his set.
yeah. There's my little set with my little sign, and then I was like, and try and as few as words as possible. Like, well, my dad wrote this true crime book, and I do a podcast about it, and people are interested in it. Blah. And then there's like, oh, no follow up, nothing. So that's pretty normal, though. It's not, yes, couldn't possibly. It's like almost offended that I even answered their question. It's like they're just like so mortified that I would be making a podcast that they just would never. It's such a humiliating thing for a person to do that they were just stricken.
Well, on some of
So
our
it's
earlier episodes that we are took down, we're going to put back up because they
hmm
needed some editing. One of our tireless
hmm
refrains was, "We're humbling ourselves. We are
humbling
humbling
myself.
ourselves through podcasting."
Yeah, it used to be humbling yourself through fasting. Now it's humbling yourself through podcasting. And
Yeah,
it's what for Lent this year. Take up podcasting.
I'm planning
Yeah,
on podcasting every
yeah.
day of Lent.
It's the only way you can deny yourself dignity and respect in this world.
I'm excited for when we can take this on the road.
Oh yeah.
Sell
No,
some tickets.
I think we should. No, we should look into true crime conventions. Um, what? Yeah,
That's just a funny thought. Yeah.
would that be a funny? Yeah, like go to like a. Well, I'm sure someone will fill us into the comments how to do that.
All right. Yeah,
All right,
we're hitting that
we took
hour.
it. We went we took it the distance. That's fantastic. I thought we didn't have it in us, but we are energized and we are excited. The spirit moved us to the full interval.
Crime Con.
Crime Con. See?
Done
All
deal. We're
right.
in. We'll be
Done
there.
deal. We're in. If they'll have us, we'll go.
We're
That's a
not
big
gonna
if.
beg.
No.
Oh, when is your
When
next
it,
live
oh,
talk?
let's codify it, guys. It's every Thursday, 10:30. Unless I have a problem with my internet, then we get on as fast as we can. So that's the deal.
Yeah.
Plan on us being here every Thursday night.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
There's
we'll
no no.
follow the
There's
same
no.
format unless otherwise noted. We'll talk about bullshit, and then we'll read a
Yep.
chapter, part of a chapter, and then we'll take your questions.
Yep. That's
And
it's
our commitment to you is that we will bring a lot of energy, a lot of heart.
a lot of energy, a lot of energy, and a lot of love. So if
Because we
nobody
love
told
you.
you today,
Shit.
we love you. Shit.
You can do it.
Try it again. If nobody told you today that they loved you, we do. And there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Good night. God bless.